Okay, go.
Aloha! We're back again and we wanted to show you some easy tips on decorating your Advent centerpiece if you don't have greens in your yard. And one of the things that we use a lot at the church for decorating are, surprisingly, plastic recyclable bottles because they're easily found, and I'm sure you have some lying around. If not, check your neighborhood. I'm sure there's some lying in your neighborhood somewhere. The best bottles to use are the softer plastic. There's some examples here that are not as soft. The best one that we found was easy to use was the Kirkland water bottles. But more than that, you want a water bottle that has striations going across the bottle this way because it allows you to mold the bottles or sculpt them into more decorative forms. Bottles like the soda, you can get colored ones, which is kind of nice. You don't have to color it. But the harder ones are harder to cut. That's what it is. And some are softer, like as you see, it has the horizontal lines on it. Bottles like this bottle are hard, but it enables you to do some other things, and I'll show you that as we go along. This is another bottle. This one's pretty hard. This one can be used because it has striations going horizontally up here under the label, but bottles that have lines going this way are not helpful at all, and you'll see why as I cut. So when you start off, if you're using a soft bottle, you can pretty much take a scissors and cut a hole and cut the bottom off. But for harder bottles, we use a X-Acto knife, and we do a little slit in it, and then we cut it off. So this is the first step to making a bottle decoration. So you cut that right off, cut the label off too. And then at that step, you can do one of two things. You can just go ahead and cut it, or you can color it with permanent markers again. Those are really useful things to have around the house. So you can do multiple colors, you can spray paint them if you have spray paint, but any of those techniques will work on your decoration. And so I'm going to show you the basic cut. We cut these into about 5 petals, and you may want to measure it at first, but after a while you can kind of eyeball it, and even if it's not perfectly divided into 5, nobody can really tell when you put it on your centerpiece. The next step is to round the edges this way and go in the same direction for one side, and then I flip it around. Some of the ladies that help me cut these bottles for our church decorations do it in one fell swoop rather. And they're really fast at it. But when I want to point on my bottle, I like to do it on both sides this way in 2 steps. So because this bottle has these striations this way, you can take it and just curl it like a curling ribbon. Just like that. And these, I discovered, fit right over your candle. So you can put one on every one. Now, variations on it. This is the ice beverage bottle. And I've colored them, and I've cut them really thin this way. So every other one I actually curl with my scissors. And be careful when you do that. The shorter one. You can take it and you just pull on it this way until it curls. The narrower you cut the plastic pieces, the easier it is to curl these. Now, if you spray painted, you have to remember not to curl it on the painted side. You have to flip it around You have to do it on the plastic unpainted side, otherwise you'll just scrape all your paint off. Okay? So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, just like that. You can take a bigger bottle, this is a liter bottle, and you can split it, and I bent back every other cut that I made. So this is kind of big for our centerpiece, and I would only put one big liter bottle and maybe put smaller ones. Take this. Oops, stuck. I'm turning it on to pieces. Okay, and you want to be careful because if these get close to the flame, they'll melt. Probably, they'll more likely melt than catch on fire, which is why we use the plastic bottles. Okay. So there's lots of ways to use them, and let me bring this one forward. But it's a real fun way. So you can actually take a bottle, chop more of it off, and just, they call it frilling. You just cut them really. This is the junk scissors. Get a sharp scissors when you do this. Normally we cut it into about 4 or 5 strips, and then we drill each one this way. It's easier. Personally, it's just easier managing the cutting this way, and you're not fighting with the tension of the bottles or all of these getting in your way of cutting the next section. But it's something you can do in front of the TV. I watch my Korean dramas while I cut bottles. It's sort of funny. The ladies go, how can you read the captions while you're cutting? And I said, oh, you know, half the time you're just listening anyway, even though you don't understand Korean. But it's just something to do in your free time. And it has such a nice effect on your centerpieces this way. Okay? So I hope you'll try some of these techniques with your recyclables, and we want to wish you, oh, let's see if I can, there we go. And we want to wish you a happy Advent season, and that your Christmas will be blessed and safe from COVID, and that you will come by the church to get a set to do your own centerpiece for Advent. So we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and God bless you this special season. So until next time, aloha!